Hello, sunshines. Welcome back. Oh my gosh, it was so nice today walking down here to this clean space, organized space. What I want to get done today is the mums. Oh my gosh, the mums that we planted up, they're done. And so I want to go ahead and get them in the ground. I have 4 over here. The interesting thing is like these 3 right here beside me are pretty bad, but the 4th one over there is not that bad. So right here is where I had the Coreopsis. We have planted the Coreopsis in here. I already took it out and put it in the ground, and I replaced it with this boxwood, and that's what I'm going to do with all of these. I was not going to put anything in these, but I had took a trip to Lowe's a few weeks ago and they were on their 75% off. Can't beat that. And so I decided to grab them. They were like $3. And so I said, well, why not just place these in here for winter interest? And then when spring comes, of course, I can go and put something low growing down here. And so these are called green velvet boxwood, and their specs are 3 to 4 feet tall to 3 to 4 feet wide. Okay, and so they do, and they, if you let them grow to their height, they become that cute little ball shape. Of course, you have to shape them and do all the things, but right now I just figured I would use them in the planters. And so I already put 1 here. So how many did I buy all together? Because I have 4, 5, 6, so I bought 7. I bought them at different times, but they all were about $3, and I already put some over at the patio, and 2 of these planters came from the patio. 2 of these purple mums are from there. So I just brought them down here so to make less of a mess, and then I'll just put them back on the patio. And then we have the 2 orange ones. But what I want to do is, because they're pretty big, I wanted to divide them in half. I can technically divide them in 4s, I think, but I think I'm just gonna actually, do I want to divide them? A part of me wants to divide them. A part of me just wants to put all 4 in the ground the way they are. I'm going to take a look at them first before I make that decision. You guys are always here with me when I'm making decisions. So let me start by grabbing this, put it over here, and bring you all in a little closer. This one is the purple one. This one came from up there. I actually want to grab my Gorilla cart. I'm trying not to make a big mess in my newly cleaned area with all the dirt, so I'm gonna stick it in here. You all can still see it, but when I'm gonna try to take this one out and so we can see. I hope I didn't tear it from the roots. Remember, these were repotted. I'm just trying to get out. There we go. And of course I broke a few. I don't know, I try not to be so rough, but you know, and we already have like tons of babies growing all around here. It's still growing and it's not dead. So we're gonna get all that dirt off of here. And as you can see already, like these pieces are just coming off on their own. And you can see like let me go closer. There's so much new growth down here. See all that? And so, but falling apart, why? I don't know, but these, we can propagate them like I've done so many others. So that one, we're going to just put it in the ground like that. I'm not going to cut that in half. It did its own thing. But what I will do is we'll now move the boxwood in here into this planter. And let me grab a container. Over here. Take some of the soil out. I think we're getting rain tomorrow, finally. Oh my gosh, can we use it? Definitely need to water this soil. So this is the boxwood. Has a nice root system. I'm just going to tamper with the bottom of it some. Spread it out. Some of the roots. And I want to get all these weeds that came with it on the top level off. We do not want to grow weeds. For whatever reason, these plants will always have weeds growing in with them. No, thank you. As I tell the kids, no, thank you. We don't want that. So we want to sit that boxwood in there, put it down a little more. And this is going to go in those square planters I have up there. That should be fine. Take this tag off because I know what it is. Someone on my last post was like, thank you so much for the motivation to clean. And I was like, yeah, sometimes we need that motivation to clean up our spaces, and it definitely makes a difference, when you're out here gardening. I just have some extra soil over here that I'm grabbing. It does seem to have a lot of roots in it, but grabbing some extra soil. And this is what I'm going to just do for all of them. We're going to just let these boxwoods live in here over the winter. That will give us some winter interest. Of course, we've been talking about that, what we can add to the garden for our spaces, and, planting up this area. I didn't think it was important, but I noticed when I sit in the spot in my house, we all have that spot in our house that we sit in. I'm always looking out here at this side of the garden, at this shed. And so having something there is going to do good for my soul. And so that's it. And then in the spring, we can interplant lower plants in here. We can take these out. We can push the boxwood to the back and fill in the front. There's so many things you can do. And so that would just be our centerpiece if you choose to leave it like that. So we'll sit this one to the side, a little out the way. And then let me grab the next one. I will try to handle this one with more care, I think. Let's start down here to try to get this out. But it definitely has, as I put my hand towards the root ball, it definitely already, it's going to split because it has sections already in there where it wants to actually split. And I'll show you all when I get this one up, how I'm not intentionally, can you see that part right there? It's way over there away. So that's its own plant. That's its own plant. Here we go, another one that was not even attached to the main, it's already made its own shoots. And so I know some people don't really like mums, but I like them. I know that they're short-lived and all the things, but I do like them. So we'll sit that one there, and we'll just keep repeating this process. Getting these boxwoods in. I like them. They're short-lived, but I do. And although this soil in a pot is dry, the boxwood themselves are actually nicely watered. So, and like I said, we should be getting rain. Take all the weeds off. Oh my gosh. Get that down in it. What's so funny is that this has two boxwoods. This, I probably could have split this and made this into two. It has two stems, so it's definitely two boxwoods, but we'll deal with that at another date. I'm going to leave it as it is for now. Now these over here, let me see. Whew, I'm not going to move those. I'm going to take care of these right in its place. So I'm going to take care of these right in place. I just grab my trowel. Remember, this is the pot that I showed you all where I put the paper bags at the bottom and didn't fill up the soil. And you see, I never had to, I didn't have to add more soil to them, guys. My hands work better. I did not have to add any more soil after I did that method. And this is well watered. Since this is going in the ground, let's leave as much soil in the pot as we can. I'm going to just stick this here. Grab another boxwood. These weeds, boy, I tell you. I got enough weeds. Just like that, something to look at for the winter. Grab some soil. I think that's super cute. Yeah, I will say, out of all the mums, this one right here actually doesn't look as bad as the rest, but of course we're going to just change it out while we're at it. Another rhododendron. It came from the same area. And then we have mum and here growing, and this one has tons of babies that I'll dig out at a later date, but I'm gonna actually cut that one back as well. I also have a clematis in here that is dead. I did not do good with this clematis. I don't know. I don't think I'll invest in them again. I wanted it to grow up that trellis over there. Just didn't do that. But actually, it's not. Oh my gosh, it's not dead, guys. The end leaves were terrible, but when you look at the nodes down here, they're brand spanking new. Oh my gosh. So I guess I'm going to leave that there. Let me get this last one out. Oh my gosh. Done with that. So now when I look out here, we may not have tons of color, but there's something to look at. Let me get my pruners. Just gonna cut it down. And if it grows, that'll be great. If it doesn't, it's okay. This one actually has a pretty flower in it. I'm not going to cut the whole thing down, just those two pieces. So before we move on, let's clean up. Let's try to keep this place clean. And we need our shovel. Let's get these in the ground. So guys, right here in this space is where I want to put those mums. This particular space is where I've been saying I want to add some color. It's the part sun, part shade garden, like I like to call it. I want to put some over here in this space where it gets mostly sun. This is where we already planted up some mums, the yellow mums. They're right here and they're looking fine. We planted this one together, and those two I stuck in later on. They were from my front planter, so that will bring us some yellow color come next fall. And so there is a line of hosta on this fence. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. So I guess I have a little color over here. This right here, this is gorgeous, blended in with that lambian. This plant right here is an azalea. It's green in the spring, and it has, I forget if it has, I think it has pink flowers. Oh my gosh, I just had to stop and say that because it's super cute. Did I just feel a raindrop? It looks so good with the bird bath. And okay, let's move on. And so right here along this fence, we have hosta in the back. And what I want to do is just place some of these mums right in front of that hosta line. So next fall, you know, they'll come and they'll bloom and they'll give this area some color. And so we have about, in the carriage, we have three or four of those big ones, and then the two little ones that had roots that broke off. I also over here, here's another azalea. So I guess if we need color, we need to plant more azalea. So I have that one. I have one up there. I believe that's an azalea too. And then there's one down there that always tends to just, I don't know, struggle. We'll see. Anyways, right here I have another mum that I want to get planted. And as you all can see, like there goes a whole nother mum right there. I don't know if I broke that and stuck it in there, but anyways, we're going to get that out. So let's get all these mums in, and then I'll cut them back as well. So I got it done. I didn't do anything, spectacular. What I did was I put the orange ones here and I stuck the purple ones all in one line over here. So all the purples are here. So we'll have yellow, orange, purple. I thought that would be pretty. And so the hostas will grow up right behind them. I'm going to water them in. The two orange ones were very moist. The pot held its moisture, but these ones right here were super dry, including the one in this faux terracotta pot. And so I don't have nothing to put in here, so I'm going to just take this out for now, and we'll put that in our cart, and we'll put it over by the shed, and maybe I'll just stick some of these in here. That's what I'll do. I'll probably fill it with those and see if any of them take root. I'm going to get them watered in though, because they were really dry. And so whether you like mums or not, you have to make that decision. It's up to you. Don't let anyone make that decision for you. Mums are not that bad. I am going to cut them back. That's what I said I was going to do, right? Kind of just want to leave them for now. I think I'm going to just leave them. I'm not going to cut them back just yet. I'm going to leave them just like that. And just let them settle in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to cut them back. I'll come back out here at a later time and cut them back. But I think they look super cute, and I think they'll look super cute next fall. And what I'm going to try to do is remember to come out in July, I think it is, and do the Chelsea cut on my mums, on my monarch daisies, on my asters, because those fall plants, they will be green in the spring and they'll grow super tall, and then they split and they don't look the best because I didn't do the Chelsea chop on them this year. And so I'm going to try to remember to do that to all of them. And so I think it will be nice. It's a nice touch. And I know I probably stepped on some of my plants when I was climbing up here. Hopefully I didn't destroy any, but so we made it back over here, and just want to pull my wagon. So what I'm going to do is, since this pot has soil in it, I'm just going to stick these in here, and if they root in, what we'll do is we'll plant them up next year in the spring into pots. Some of them, I'm not going to plant all of them. We'll stick them in pots and make in like quart pots. So I'm just going to stick them in here and see if they'd root in. I will cut them back. And I actually, you know what? Let's start over. I'm going to cut them back and then stick them in because I can see better. I was like, what is she barking at? The pigs. So you know what? Let's just take some of this off. And I don't know all the terms, in plant world, flower world, floral world, whatever you want to call it. But if you look at this particular mum, you can already see that it was starting to grow babies. And so I'm just going to stick that back in the ground, and I believe it will continue to grow. And so I think you would say like it was already producing shoots or sprouting. I don't know. But this is exactly what I did to my other cuttings, and they came back. So like I said, we'll see. It doesn't hurt to try. Most of us got to where we are, if we got anywhere in life, because we just tried. So we'll stick that in there. And of course I'm cutting this off, everything off, so we can concentrate on developing a root system. And that's why I will go back and cut back the ones we just planted, so we can focus on that as well. That hill sometimes is a slippery slope on that hill, so I'm going to do that off camera. So not because I'm worried about falling on camera, but because I just want to be super careful, especially if I'm going to have something sharp in my hands when I'm doing that. Oops. So this is a lot of cutting, so they may not all take root, but If some do, that is going to be great. There are some people that when they go to, I've seen some gardeners when they go to propagate, they will use, I think it's like a white powdery substance, and I think it's called root something, but they dip the cutting in the root. It's probably like a root hormone to help the roots grow. I've never used it. If you use it, let me know in the comments if you feel like it works better when doing things like this, or it doesn't matter. I find this to work for me. And what was inside that plant with the rhododendron, because I couldn't think of it at the time, it's sedum. That's what's in there, some sedum. But I've never used a root hormone when I propagate, and I propagate sedum, and wow, that went way over there. And mums and a few things. I'm gonna just stick this little guy in there. Let me cut the flowers off. I'm gonna see if that will root. So what we'll do is get these watered in, and I'm just gonna stick it over here on the table with the rest of some of the plants I have. This soil is pretty dry, so that's why I'm heavily watering it. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow, so we shall see. So I'll just give this water to some of these plants while I'm over here, since we have some, because they say rain, but we don't know what it's going to actually be. Well, I'm going to go harvest some celery for a friend, and that's going to be my planting for today. I think we did good in what we got accomplished, and I am super satisfied. The boxwoods that go on the patio, my daughter already took to the patio, so on another video I'll show you all what the patio's looking like. But once again, thank you for tuning into my channel, watching my videos. Thank you for your comments, thank you for your likes. Continue to comment and subscribe if you feel that this channel is fun for you, educational for you, or whatever, bring you some type of joy. Anyways, thank you again for tuning in. You all have a great day, and as always, blessings. Bye.